Stacie has begun expressing breast milk for her baby Darcy, who was born prematurely and is being fed through a nasogastric tube. Although she has already been expressing for a few days, she wants to know more about good hand-expressing techniques and learn what more she can do to establish a good milk supply for the months ahead. If you need support with expressing, it's important to ask. Your hospital will have nurses or midwives who can help, and some hospitals will also have breastfeeding specialists.
So we're going to talk about hand expressing. When you're starting to hand express, it's really important to stimulate a let-down reflex. So in order to do that, the best thing is to massage your breast a little bit, just either with your fingertips or with your knuckles, just very gently, whatever you're comfortable with. Yep, that's fine.
Massaging your breast gently, especially around the nipple and dark area called the areola, stimulates the release of a hormone called oxytocin, which triggers the release of milk. This is known as the let-down reflex. Some women feel a tingling or squeezing sensation, but others don't feel it at all.
How long would you do that for normally?
You want to massage for a few minutes, particularly around the nipple and the areola. Once you've done that, then what you want to do is you want to then make a C shape with your fingers like that, okay? And then rhythmically just compress and release, okay? I'm going to give you that to hold with your other, because you might find you get some milk. So compress and release.
Start with your fingers placed 2.5 centimetres from the base of the nipple. If needed, you can move your fingers closer to or further from the nipple to find the most effective positioning for you.
So try and do, what you're doing at the moment is when you're coming down, you're coming forward slightly, which you want to try and avoid, because you tend to, then what you're doing is pulling at the skin. So you want to try and just do straight up and down. That's it. And the other important thing as well is you've got lobes all around your breast, okay? So when you're compressing and releasing, you want to also move your fingers round so that you can get all the lobes in the breast and get the milk from all the lobes, okay?
It's important not to slide your fingers down your breast, squeeze tightly, or pull your breast or nipple. All that's needed is gentle compression. Stacie has chosen to express next to Darcy's incubator. Although your neonatal unit may have a dedicated expressing room, being near your baby can stimulate the hormones that trigger the release of breast milk.
That's great. And you do find that that's why it's really good to sit by the baby's cot as well, because it helps with your let-down reflex as well. So it's really good. You're getting loads.
It just doesn't look much, but I think it's gold.
Absolutely, no, it is. Absolutely, it's gold dust. It's really important, yeah.
What may seem a small amount is all a newborn baby needs. Stacie has expressed a few millilitres of milk. You can expect to express even less in the first few days after your baby is born. The first milk you will produce is called colostrum. It can be clear or yellowish and thicker than the milk that will come later. Colostrum is a unique form of milk that's perfectly tailored to your newborn baby and is full of antibodies to protect them. It's normal to produce just a few drops of colostrum at first. To help establish a good milk supply, it's best to start expressing within 2 hours of giving birth and to express frequently. This is because your body works on the principle of demand and supply. The more milk you take, the more your breasts will make. And if you don't express often enough, your body will produce less milk.
In the first few days, you probably want to express somewhere around 8 to 10 times in 24 hours. What you want to do when you first start expressing is to try and get your milk production as to be the best that it can be. So we usually recommend 8 to 10 times.
To establish your milk supply, it's recommended you express 8 to 10 times in 24 hours, including at least once during the night. Between 2 and 4 a.m., the levels of a hormone called prolactin that stimulates milk production are at their highest. So if you express at this time, it will help you produce more milk. Evidence has shown that early stimulation from a breast pump can also help to improve milk supply. If you wish, you can learn to use a breast pump straight away, alongside hand expressing.
Some women are quite happy to hand express, but if you're going to be expressing for quite a long time, sometimes women find using an electric pump can be quite effective.